Hey, Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome to Civilization 5, Brave New World. We're playing Lek mod. All the links will be in the description if you want to check out Lek mod yourself. We're going to play another random game here. I reckon a little Pangea Fractal could be interesting. We'll play small this time on Emperor again. I'm tempted to go up to Immortal, but I think I need to get a little bit more comfortable with Civ 5 before we start cranking up that difficulty. And the reason I'm playing Civ 5 is because I want to get familiar with how Civ was. Because soon we're going to be getting familiar with how Civ is, the new Civ. And actually, I managed to roll one of my favorite civilizations in the game, the Iroquois Empire. They got some pretty cool abilities. First of all, our units will move through forest and jungle in friendly territories if they were roads. And these tiles can be used to establish city connections upon researching the wheel. Caravans move along forest and jungle as if they were roads. Sort of interesting there. I've always really liked the Longhouse. It's a replacement for the workshop that encourages you to not chop, which is kind of an interesting thing because I usually like to chop, but that's the main advantage of playing the Iroquois is the chopperoo ability. Oh wow, so we got kind of an interesting choice here. I could move one tile if I thought I could go for a Petra here. I am on a low enough difficulty to where a Petra could be possible, and if I move that tile, they're not Petra hills though, so they wouldn't be amazing. Sort of well, I guess I could theoretically stay in place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more Petra hills, but desert hills are actually just as good as plains hills, so we could make use of all this sort of useless desert terrain if we moved onto the wheat. And the wheat isn't a bad tile. Again, I could stay in place. 1, 2, 3. I would still get like most of this. This is feeling very tradition. It's feeling like it could be a tradition start. Although then again, it could be a liberty start if we're trying to make use of bad land. That's where liberty really shines, I feel. And my first impression is that we have bad land. So let's go ahead and do a little foundation of the city here. First thing you always do, okay, Rye taught me this. You always click this button up here. Very simple reason. When the population is created, when you end the turn, the pop actually works a tile. And if you tell him to work a production tile, things are calculated in this order down. So it calculates food, grows a pop, and then it calculates production. And it ends up getting you a couple of extra production throughout the game. Also, this game is balanced for, I believe, online or quick speed. I don't remember which. The question is, do I want to grow in 4 turns and get a scout in 2? Or do I want to grow in 3 turns and get a scout in 3? I think 3-3 feels kind of neat to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do double scout opener. And focusing on early growth. Growth is strong because it gets you extra science, and extra population is quite good. You can work more tiles. I'm going to start by researching mining. Mining is the classic opening tech. I think I end up -1 hammer if I focus on growth early, but I think I lose 1 hammer but gain 1 science is kind of effectively how that works out. But population is always useful. Jump up onto this hill. Oh wow, surprised that I have not found a tribal village yet. Usually you find them really quick. I'm going to scout to the north and then loop back around. Our capital did grow. Let's grab that pop. And we could grow in 3 turns, build a scout in 2. Or we could grow in 4 turns and get a scout in 2. So we'll grow in 3 turns, get a scout in 2. I think that works out pretty nicely. Really, really strong growth in our capital here that I am quite happy about. All right, I'm going to scout up this way. Perfect. Tribal village or you know, ruins. Got a lot of barbarians nearby, which I'm not a fan of. And this land is screaming liberty to me. Let's grab that ruin. We found Old Faithful, so +4 science and gain 4 happiness if it's in our borders. Plus, we got a settler in a population in one of our cities. That's not the ideal time to get a population, but we can work a 2 food, 1 production tile. We keep that growth going strong. We got our second scout. Well, there's pottery. Do I even have a good shrine here? Let's see, 2 luxuries in the capital. We do have perfume over here. We have truffles. Ooh, coconut. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 luxuries. It's starting to look kind of like it might be viable. Do I have a good pantheon? I don't think I do. Unless it was like wheat pantheon. That's not a very good one. Do I want to go monument? Do I want to go shrine? Do I want to go monument? Like, this is a hard choice. There's 11 faith only required. Okay, here's my hot take. I don't think this is good, but I am going to go for the shrine just because I can. I think this is a mistake. Don't do what I just did. I just don't have another source of faith, and I would like to get a pantheon to see if maybe I could improve this kind of a not so great start. Iron is in a great spot though. It's a great 3 production tile. Have not found a city-state to stealth room, which makes me slightly unhappy. Definitely need to find that. Okay, we are finding lots of tribal villages though as a sort of compensation, or ancient ruins as they were called in Civ 5. Let's see, so primary luxury is ivory, which points in the direction of animal husbandry into trapping. We're going to need camps. That's a fact of life. So let's see what we can do on that front. Population grew in this city, and we will work the wheat fields. Grab this crudely drawn map. Actually, very useful. Okay, another continent. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a liberty start. Okay, more pop. That's a lot of pop early. We don't have very good tiles. Nice thing is, we are going to finish the shrine, and then we can kind of mosey on into a monument. Oh, wow, we found El Dorado. 5 output if worked. We're the first to find it. There's a lot of potential in some of these cities. Maybe I settle on perfume first. It's a 3-turn walk, min-distance settle, that is close enough to Old Faithful to grow to. I gotta settle on luxuries here this game. Finding El Dorado is big. If we can get it, that's so much culture in the early game. It's like crazy boost. Kind of wish I was playing that civ that gets 5 faith from natural wonders. Okay, we got a Scarcher. That's actually a big deal. So the Scout Archer is active. We'll go get this ruin here. We know a lot about the world. We have not met a city-state. So this is actually kind of bad. We're supposed to meet a city-state. We did get animal husbandry. We do have horses near the capital. And yeah, we're going to need trapping. We're going to need workers too, man. Oh, buddy. Okay, we did find a city-state. We might be able to steal from them. Let's grab this. There's calendar. Okay, calendar boost is really nice. Free text. That's going to help us a little bit. I'll sort of shoot and walk with my archer towards this ruin here. Step and shoot. We're going to adopt Liberty. That's going to get us +1 culture per city, as well as unlock building the pyramids. It doesn't do a huge amount for us right now, but in a few turns, we'll be able to get Republic and Collective Rule to get the free settler, and then start cranking out our settlers. Speaking of which, for civilian units, we are 4 turns away, so we might be able to squeeze out 2 workers. Definitely 1, but maybe 2. Can I buy a tile to make this city grow in time? Okay, what if I bought the deer? Yeah, you can grow in 4 turns, which is in time for the next policy, so we can have a 6-pop capital cranking out settlers, which is great. Perfect. Let's meet that city-state. We were the first to meet them. It's Lima. They're a maritime city-state, so they give you food. They're neutral personality, and they have furs. I want to get my Scarcher over there to start stealing from them. And I want to find the luxury tile that they're going to try and improve first. Oh my god, I got another pop in my city. Jesus. Maybe I should buy a lake tile. It's getting a little crazy in here. We have a really interesting start. Strong is maybe the wrong word. It is a strange start. Make sure we shoot that guy. Okay, we did find a city-state over here on the left. Oh god, where is that? Where's that worker? I need him. I know you have one, I just don't know where you put him. Let's get Barrage, so you're good at fighting in rough terrain. There's Wittenberg. They're religious and they're hostile, so their status will drop quickly. I will start a warrior, and I'll start improving this horse tile. This is it. This is the steal right here. Wittenberg, give me that. I'll start making this warrior come back. I'm going to grab Republic, +1 production in every city. Unfortunately, I need to make more units than I would normally make. But the good news is I will be able to steal a lot of workers from Wittenberg, hoping that I can get at least 2 steals? Yeah, 2 steals is a good amount. I definitely feel like archery is a good pickup here. We're going to try and defend ourselves. We met China. Let's go ahead and do an embassy agreement with China because we want to know where they are. Okay, so they're my northeast. So if they forward settle me, that's crazy. Pasture, keep on shooting. You need to escape the clutches of the city, as do you. You have grown again. They're standing on the productive tile. That's okay. Now you popped out your worker. Well, you only want to steal from 1 city-state. That's kind of how the mechanic works. If you steal from more than 1, you're playing with fire. It's dangerous. Warrior on top of the worker will improve the pasture. I think we could make use of an archer here. So I'll put a single turn into an archer. I'm going to stop growing the city quite as much. And instead, I'm going to focus on productive tiles. Let's get you to heal. You'll park here nice and safe. You shoot the guy in the camp. You're getting good levels. You come here. We got the horses online. I think the most important thing to get online is the production tiles, but I could start working on the wheat this turn. Let's send an archer this way to assist. If you shoot the guy in the camp, this guy will step in and take over that defense. And now is the time that we start building settlers. We got 16 production towards them. I could probably optimize this now that we don't need food. 18 production, perfect. We may even be able to optimize this further. Okay, a single turn into a farm is plenty, so we could move to the iron now. Double shot and then slam. In terms of liberty, Sacred Path is actually an interesting choice here. Normally we want to chop jungles and forests. Getting a little bit of extra culture in a liberty build from something that we would normally chop away could be quite interesting. +1 culture and 2 gold from ivory, furs, and truffles is also pretty good considering we have triple ivory in the capital. I think in my head, the fact that the longhouse gives us +1 production from each forest and jungle really pushes me in the direction of founding a pantheon that kind of leans into that. So I'm going to go for Sacred Path here. Just because it fits with the civ. Not because it's strong, not because it's good, not because it's the right thing you're supposed to do. Just because it just seems fun to me to pick that option. And I think that's the correct way to play civ when you're playing it on an Emperor difficulty. You don't try to be optimal. Try to vibe a little. Have a good time. Okay, so let's shoot you, and then we'll shoot you. You'll step in to clear the camp. Perfect. We cleared the camp, so it won't spawn barbs anymore. I'm going to build an iron mine here. I can settle. There's an advantage to Old Faithful. 1, 2, 3. In that you can settle right adjacent to it, and it actually gives you the happiness that you would normally get from settling a city. So Old Faithful is basically like a luxury. Let's keep getting settlers. Now is the time to settle. We've cleared out that archer there. No Worker has been created by Wittenberg. Yeah, I have not replaced it. That's why I was poking in. I think bronze working will be nice to be able to create lumber mills. Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of stuff. But you're going to fortify there to protect the settler who's coming along. Got that nice farm coming online as well. A unit has promoted. I'm going to take there's a lot of open terrain in my territory. So I think I will take the shock terrain just to be better at fighting in open. I will heal with these two guys and I'll send an archer down south to sort of get started on clearing this a little bit, or at least fighting anything that's spawning in the nearby area. There is something to be said for going Honor 1 here. There's a lot of barbs. I'll probably get value from Honor 1, but this would delay Collective Rule. It might be worth it for me to dip Honor 1 later, but for now this is fine. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I could settle truffles. 1, 2, 3. I could also settle coconut. I much prefer the coconut settle because of El Dorado. So I'm going to go for the coconut settle. I think that's kind of a neat idea. All right, I'm going to settle perfume, and by settling on a luxury, we instantaneously get that luxury. You can see here, I've got no happiness from luxuries. Bonk. I settle on it. Boom. Now I have 4 happiness from luxury. So the happiness that was generated by the city being settled was immediately erased. And I think the opening thing we go for here is the monument. That's a very Liberty thing to do, is go for your monuments. Let's get another settler. We want to be settling on luxuries everywhere that we can. Could settle these truffles too. This coconut's a great settle, mainly just because of this and the couple plantations nearby. The cotton's a fantastic settle. It's a little bit risky to be running down south like this, to be honest. And I want to start getting my camps up, mainly for the luxury. Every luxury lets you settle an extra city, right? It's like how that works basically in your head. We have bronze working, which gives us lumber mills. I basically want to rush my longhouses. Colosseum's important for Liberty, as is market. Gives you a lot of happiness, allows you to extend. I'll head towards the Colosseum. Drop that farm right there. You pop in over here. You're screening. Perfect. I mean, I don't love that I will have 2 coastal cities, but I mean, that does open up an exploration dip. I'll do a mutual embassy with this guy. See how he feels. So he's to my east. Alsinica has grown. I forgot to set it to production focus, so I missed it on 2 production there, which hurts. I don't have any happiness to grow, so I'm just going to like lock in on a production tile there for now. All right, settler heading this way. I think I should settle the horses. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if I settle the sheep, I get a watermill, so I'll settle the sheep. I still got a lot of settlements to do. Another city-state to the north that we can make friends with. I'll be happy when that comes to pass. All right, first camp is online, getting us our luxury. Let's go to diplomacy. Nobody has a spare luxury that I can tell so far. I haven't got an embassy with Brazil yet, so I'll pop a little embassy with you there, bud. Let's get on to the coconut. Pop up here. Reykjavik, 30 gold. Amazingly, I was the first. They're cultured. They're also neutral. Also, I forgot to steal from here. Let me pull my archer over. The game wants me to settle a tile north, but I want to settle on the luxury. Now, Grand River, make sure we settle it. Production focus, work the cattle, build a monument. Bish bash bosh. That's how we do things here. Stonehenge has been built in a faraway land. We don't care about Stonehenge. We have the wheels, so we can build watermills in any of our cities that are near rivers, which is at least a Sinca. And watermills are great. 2 food, 1 production. It's a great combo. Man, is this like the fabled 10 city Liberty? Like, what's going on here? Well, I'm going to settle the coconut. Boom. We'll go monument first. Set production focus, but then work this. Oh, look at all that culture. Man, I don't need all that culture just yet, but I do want to secure it. Our unique unit is a swordsman from ironworking, but I'll grab myself an archer, just 1. You need to finish that camp. You need to get into position, build another camp. We want to be able to sell those off to the AI when the time comes. Oh, wow. Another luxury. 1, 2, 3. We could definitely settle that silver, and I will. Make sure you're on production focus. You are. Perfect. Pop up here, pop up there. I forgot to steal more from Wittenberg. I got distracted. Oh well. I mean, I got a sick high roll anyway. Not that it matters. Settle here. You finish that camp and then pop on over to improve this. In Buffalo Creek, we're going to go to production focus. We will start production on a monument because the monument is the... it just feels like the good building, right? You get that culture. I don't want iron, dude. I don't need iron. I want happiness. I'm going to shoot this guy, retreat you, and retreat you. You're going to step up onto the obsidian to get that improved. Production in Alsinca has been done. Grab me a worker. We're soon to be able to do citizenship, which will improve tile improvement rates. It's a kind of an important set of timings there. I can't really delay for honor, sadly. Grand River has grown. Make sure we work the horse tile. Lima wants a trade route. That could happen someday. Reykjavik wants a trade route. Would be nice. Would be nice. Kind of want to be doing my trade routes internally. It's better. I reckon we've snapped up a lot of the great luxuries here. Get that kill? Not quite. You can shoot on this guy. Shoot on him. You should heal up. This is Pisa Wittenberg. I forgot about stealing from them because I got distracted. I want to settle south, but I don't think I can. In this city, I should totally buy this and work this. I think I'm going to go settle the truffles. I think the truffle settle is unhinged, but worth it. And then maybe I can squeak out like 1 more settler down here. God, this has got to be the coastal gold mine here. This right here, that's the city. So it's going to be such a good sim city. Let's build a quarry. Our land is really bad. Part of why we went Liberty. Land just ain't that good. Wittenberg seeks a great musician. I'm going to do citizenship to get a worker. Trying to think if there's any tiles that I read. Oh yeah, the rubber. Let's go get that rubber online. We should definitely be working the rubber. Loving that tile. Let's think it grew. I would love for your borders to grow, dude. You're working these kind of trash tiles. In fact, I want you to grow a little bit slower because your production is so bad. We need that worker. City's just going to eat up all my happiness before it does anything productive. Let's take a rough terrain promotion and a turn to heal. This city has grown. Let's grab another little bit of culture in here. Loving how fast the borders in here will grow. And now that I don't need to steal, I can go scout further out. I swear I had a second scout. I don't know what I did with him. Oh, he's a scarcher now. That's right. He's helping me clear out barbs. Honestly, against the AI, it might actually be worth it to just open, because the AI doesn't do a good job at clearing out barbs. It might be good to just go honor 1, like 100% of the time, purely just for the attack bonus and culture bonus of clearing barbs. I think it might actually make up for itself. All right, this guy got a promotion. I will take open terrain on him. I'll even pull him back to heal. Oh, you've got a second rough terrain boost? That's perfect. And start blasting that kid. I need to try and get the settler down into position, so I'm going to escort. Question is, am I going for another settler? I see Lapis. No, that's owned by somebody. I mean, do I try to 1, 2, 3? Do I try to squeak another city in over here? I mean, it captures a lot of land. You know what? Do it. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 city tradition. 9 city liberty, rather. They said it couldn't be done. Grand River, I'm going to get to work on a worker. Buffalo Creek kind of has a worker. Perfect. And we got its luxury up. I don't care about shrines. I do care about granaries. Granary is science, production, gold, it's everything. So I'll get the granary first. I'll get you to heal up because I don't need to clear this yet. Perfect, we got construction. I'm gonna retreat away here and look for maybe my 10th city set location. Maybe we can squeak in a 10th city. Let's research Mohawk Warriors. 8 turns, might be good to just have them, you know? I'm gonna switch Buffalo Creek from the horse to the maze. I will put a single turn into the horse. Might just finish the horse, honestly. Well, the barb camp got stolen, not that I mind. It's like not the end of the world. My capital is mostly improved. So I think I can send this builder down here to help out Grand River. This worker, rather. I'll put a mine on this hill. Let's get both these archers to shoot. I'll move the settler forward a tile. Settle on the silver. Boom. Immediately queue up the monument. God damn, this is one hell of a Liberty game. My empire barely connects through here, which is why I'm thinking about if I could get a city, if I could find a legitimate city over here, it would feel kind of nice. It would make my empire make sense in my brain. My empire is awesome, it just doesn't make sense. I'm going to 1 turn a granary in here. It'll give me another turn of exploration before I need to decide if I need another settler. And then you have grown. Let's get you some culture. Let's go crazy on that culture. Settle here. Nice. We got a pig settle. Boom. Working the bananas. Loving this. Monument in that city. Go ahead and improve the cattle. She wants my ivory. Listen, the only thing I'll trade ivory for is other luxuries. That's how that works. Like, bro, how do you feel about embassy plus ivory for olives? You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, let's go. I know my capital is starving, but I've solved that problem. Jesus, what are you doing, man? Get out of my city. Damn, I just know he's gonna troll me by attacking this archer and taking this tile. It's gonna make my life so much harder than it needs to be. God, this is such a troll settle, but I want to do it so bad. I'm trolling right now. We got a worker in here. I'm going to send this one to Montreal. You go improve that cattle tile. And then we'll get to work on the granary in here. I am a little bit worried about my gold income. You got your monument. Let's get you a granary. We got the pasture over here. Let's get the farm up. Perfect. Keep working that. It's the best tile that we have. It's not the best tile in the game. It's the best one we have. And that's often the decision you have to make in Civ. It's not like, oh, what's the best thing that I can do? Like, it's the objectively perfect, most, defensible, perfect decision. It's like, bro, what decision can I make that gets me through this, like, crisis? That's how you got to think about things. So we managed to get this city down. Starting to have a real gold problem. Hoping that representation will help. +1 gold from monuments. God, these are such good troll cities too. I'm going to quickly pop out the pyramids to get an extra couple of workers. You should definitely get the granary. Make sure you're production focused. Otherwise work the fish. Actually, the extra little bit of culture from this is actually super good. Monument. I've settled 5 coastal cities if I pop this down. And that kind of points me in the direction of at least popping 1, 2, at least a couple points into exploration. Like there's some potential there. Make my sim just godlike. Okay, let's get this horse online. I will use this builder to improve this horse. We'll go to our next turn. We'll start spreading these builders out when the time comes. Might be able to snag the pyramids here. That would be a great win. Make sure we start clearing out this barb camp. I am going to go for representation here. Plus we'll go for monuments, and it starts me a golden age, which will help me with my gold issue. Also makes policies cost less. The golden age is big. Particularly in my capital here, if I do a little unlock here, and if I work all these gold tiles, that's going to buy me a lot of headroom for gold that I need. Yeah, so I just need to make a lot of gold during this golden age so I can curve past the golden age into better times. So that's why I'm going to focus on that a little bit. Brantford has grown. I forgot to put you on production focus, but that's fine. I may consider piety as a follow-up. I think pieties are pretty good for a wide build. See, Buffalo Creek. It depends on what religions are going. You know, if Temple Happiness is taken, I might skip it. Okay, so Buffalo Creek, Watermill, +2 production, or +1 production, +2 food, +1 production. Montreal has grown. I forgot to put it on production focus. Yeah, you know, you can tell I'm a new player. You can tell I'm bad at the game. You can tell I make mistakes. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know, that's life. Okay, since Japan is sending a unit this way, I kind of hate how many forests I got. I wish I could plant them. I can't. This area would be great for me to snag. So I'll pop my settler over there because I think it's just about getting the cities down. I think that's the play. God, what is this? This is like some absurd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 10 city tradition build. That's a banger build right there. Sorry, I'm playing with a little bracelet. That's why you're hearing that clinking noise. That's a great start. Let's cross and shoot. And then shoot. We'll clear that camp. Up here, we finish the monument. Beautiful. Naturally, you follow with the granary. You want to grow, because the more food that the city produces inherently, the more production tiles you can work. That's just how the math works on that. I am going to settle here. We are going to start hitting into growth and happiness problems, but that's okay. We can start to deal with that as time comes. Now, the AI is going to be super mad at me for settling all the cities. And to them, I say, come at me, bro. Definitely need more workers. Hoping this pyramids goes off without a flaw. I'm gonna step onto this hill, clear this, just secure the camp being dead and getting the small boost of gold. 3 more turns of my golden age. A city grew, which means we're now in bad production times.
3 hours later.
So unfortunately, I am a human and I had to sleep between now and like 3 seconds ago for you, but for me, the whole day has passed and I don't even know where I am anymore. Ooh, we could get the Colossus here in Grand River. Ooh, wait, trying to think now. I think that it would be better to get it in Guinness River, although Grand River is way more developed. It's got 10 production. Like if I were to try to get it over here, it would take forever. A 10-turn Colossus is actually pretty viable. Gains an additional trade route slot, and a cargo ship appears. Trade routes to the players make a city with the Colossus. An extra 2 gold for the city owner, and the trade route owner gains an additional 1 gold. Like, Colossus could be big here in particular. Oh, there aren't that many coastal city-states, actually. But we do have a decent number of coastal cities. Like, we could make it work. I really just like the idea of getting an extra coastal slot. +5 gold per turn would be big, too. Mausoleum is sick. I just don't know if we're going to be able to get them. Here's the thing. I could spend 9 turns. Well, somebody's already built the pyramids, right? Or not the pyramids, well, they might not have built the Great Lighthouse, actually. We don't know that. And I did only just unlock the Colossus with ironworking, and I don't know if anybody's in the medieval era. So do you know what? I think this could be a game where I get the Colossus. Now, do I want it in this city? This is probably the best city for me to get it in. I'll see if we can pull it off. Montreal is sort of on the front line of what my civilization is doing. I think we go for the granary in here. I think it's a natural progression. I definitely feel like we want to be squeaking out the library soon in some of our cities where we're hitting like 4 pop. That's like 2 signs per pop, or rather 2 signs per city when we start knocking out the library. And then we just pump up for metal casting. You know, so riding into metal casting into currency, I think that's the sort of the stack flow that we follow. There's 2 workers down here in the south, so I'm going to send you up to the north to start working in Ak with Same. This Truffles is kind of outside of the borders of my realm, which is fine. You're my Scarcher. I could send you to explore. You're an important defensive unit, but I do want to know more about the world. I will get the Ivory online. It's +1 food, +1 gold. Get that pasture online. Just want to get our tiles improved as much as we can, honestly. And I would like a 3 production tile for this city to grow to. So I'll improve that mine. I'll tell him I'll refrain from settling near him anymore because I'm done settling. We are making 43 culture per turn, which is kind of sick, actually. We got the granary in Osinka. I think if we pump watermills, like the return on investment from watermills is really, really good. You step back a tile, you step forward a tile. I'm going to take a 2nd level of accuracy. You should survive a counterattack. You have 34 hit points and you're in defensive terrain, so that should be fine. And so now I want to try to explore the world to try to find useful stuff. Where was Petra again, actually? Could we go for a Petra here? This might be a Petra game. Yeah, maybe we should try to get Petra in the capital. There is at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6, 7 usable Petra tiles in the capital, which is a lot. Definitely also need to be thinking about my caravans. Okay, he's denouncing me, which means maybe a few archers would be good for me to squeak out on the defense. Like a warrior fortified on this tile with a couple archers defending would be ideal. The city has no production, so I'm going to work a production tile, and then I'll improve that production tile with another +1 production. That's ideal. And we'll add +1 production to here. Yeah, you're working that beautiful gold tile. Now, I don't think we'll get away freely. Oh, man. What if I settled the lapis? Terrible idea. What if I traded for the lapis instead, so I'm only down slightly on happiness next turn? And so it's the real question of, do I want to build a plantation here and remove the jungle on this banana? I may put a trading post there. All right, there's the pyramids. It's going to give us 2 workers and reduce tile construction speed, although it doesn't really matter on this game speed. We do want to start thinking about finishing Liberty. 30% production towards national wonders and 15% production towards any building you required for a national wonder. I'm going to grab meritocracy because now we can start building roads to get happiness with the 2 builders that we got. So road down. Yeah, we'll start roading up the empire soon. Road here. And a road here. In terms of great people, I'm going to take a great profit because I like the potential of us getting a religion here, especially if we can get a religion. It's always going to be your mom. So for the follower belief, it would, if I could get the temple one. Yeah, religious center, temples providing happiness, gold, and production. It's a great for a liberty play. Church property is another fantastic one. I'm a big fan of this in wide play. Church property plus temples, religious center, like the combo of this is like super good. This is going to support us maybe with a transition into piety. I think at the very least, piety 0 would get us better shrines and temples. Piety 1 would get us much better shrines and temples. Yeah, I think I'm going to do at least piety 1, and then we'll kind of think about what our options are at that time. So we're putting our next 2 policies into piety. Montreal has grown. We will work that cattle tile. That's perfect. Then Grand River has grown. We will work the bison tile over there. Oh, do I want to get another settler and go for the lapis? It's entirely unhinged, but I really do. It's like we're double forward settling Brazil. They will not like this, but it is also incredibly entertaining to me. Let's talk to Brazil and see, hey, how do you feel about open borders, brother? Okay, he doesn't like the idea of open borders. That's fine. Buffalo Creek. My big focus now is on happiness and production, so I'm going to grab myself a Stoneworks, happiness and production. In Brantford, you're working reasonable tiles. You could definitely use a worker though, so just try to crank out a few more workers here and there. Guinness River definitely feels like a place where a worker would fit, but also it's a watermill city, so getting a watermill is kind of important too. We got rid of that archer over there. Our golden age has ended, so I'm going to kind of wake up my capital city and no longer focus on the gold tiles. I'm just focus on the good tiles. Definitely work the elephants and then production. Perfect. We found a barbarian. That's okay. I think I might build a trading post there to keep the thing around, although banana plantations are super good. Yeah, I think I might just build a trading post there. I think it's better. I'm trying to math out the simplest way to connect. If I'm building this road connection, probably should have built it up around this way because then I could have connected up this way easier. But that means 1, 2, 3 roads here. We'll start roading. Rodinger's Road. Let's move you to the more growth-centric idea. We don't have the ability to embark yet. I mean, you may as well just build mines on these tiles, just get them improved. Definitely build a camp on the deer. It's a nice culture tile. We got mathematics, so we have hanging gardens, courthouse, catapult, all that stuff. City of Akwesasne has grown. You sassing me? Got the granary coming. Down here in Canada Lake, that's what I'm going to call it. Classic granary first. City of Buffalo has grown. Work the horses. Well, no, let's work the sheep instead. Let's start prioritizing the road stuff. You cross here, build a nice road. Stop there to build a road. Each road will give us +1 happiness. So that's a big deal to get them up and running. It's going to cost us a lot of money to do the roading stuff. Rodinger's Road, but it will absolutely be worth it in my opinion, despite the costs. Okay, Asinka got its watermill. I'm going to go ahead and start building my Colosseums. The happiness is important. However, I think this is a great caravan city to feed the capital. Probably should have had those a little bit earlier. Not sweating about it. Let's get the circus in the capital. We'll send our settler to the north. You're coming down here. You're going to here to start that road. You're building a road there. Perfect. A road here will connect this city. Then we'll do a road here and here. Then finally a road here. So that's 2 cities connected this turn. That's a lot of happiness cranking out. You fortify on this tile. I can make you a mohawk whenever I feel like it, but I want to save that money for other moments. Nice weird desert Petra-y city, although we probably won't be building Petra there. Boom, boom, boom. Everything is coming together. Reykjavik desires the terracotta army. City connection made. City connection made. That's +2 happiness and a little bit of gold. It's going to be an expensive empire to road, which makes me feel like this could be a good Liberty game. Or not Liberty, sorry, Commerce. The one that gives you better roads. We got the circus in Brantford. Let's get the Colosseum next. Oh, no, that's not what we got here. We got that in Onondaga. Colosseum, pump. Boom, you grew. But if you grew, unfortunately, you don't have very good tiles to work. Work that lake tile for a little bit of growth. You grew as well, Buffalo Creek. Work that horse, that's fine. Brantford grew. Work the fish. You grew. We don't need a caravan in here. Definitely could make use of a Colosseum. Montreal got its granary. Get a worker. Let's settle this. Technically on a tile that we had already had this luxury, but that's fine. We'll merge up Guinness River soon. Open borders with this guy. Actually, that's really good. It's perfect. I would never get away with settling this min-distance city to my enemy's capital. It's like crazy on my part. We got the stoneworks in Buffalo Creek. Let's start pumping out like circuses and coliseums. Brantford has made a worker. Let's start improving its tiles. Coliseum coming along. We do get a nice production boost towards coliseums because they do count for a national building of importance. National Wonder, whatever they're called. Road here, and then if you can pop in here and make a road. It's 2 more cities connected. That should be a small chunk of gold. Plus unhappiness and 15% gold income from city connections and less unhappiness. I can't wait to open piety and get the 100% production towards shrines and temples. That's going to open up my faith game quite a lot. Road here. You swing over to improve this tile. I think you're connected now. You're heading over here to connect Guinness River. I'll move this archer to Border City. Build that road. We'll go to the next turn. The map should update. We'll settle what lands we please. Sorry, bro. I'm on a settling streak. There's currency. So we have market mints in the Petra. I'm going to start the Petra in the capital. The nice thing is I'm already getting an engineer point from the pyramids. So if I get the Petra here, that's another engineer point. And it will make the desert way more viable to work. 3 more city connections for a good chunk of happiness. Let's keep shooting over here. Yeah, I don't love that you took a hit from that barb. Okay, let's go to metal casting so that we can get our hammers up. They want to find natural wonders. New religion founded. You definitely... Oh, man, I have not been serving this city well at all. I've been dropping the ball in here. You don't need to be working on that. I mean, it is nice for the production or for the science, don't get me wrong, but it is not optimal. All right, workers, get on the road building. I know the roads aren't there visually, but they are connected. I promise you. Build a mine right here in Canada Lake. You, good sir, are going to be heading to defend the cities to the north because I'm being unhinged and mean and making life difficult for my neighbors. As a good / bad neighbor should. Oh wow, there's Colossus. It's going to make trade really nice. So we'll get a free cargo ship, and trade routes other players make to a city with the Colossus will generate an extra 2 gold for the city owner, and the trade route owner gains an additional gold. So basically, we're going to be suctioning gold into here in terms of trade. Kagoshima could be a good trade, although internals are almost always better. I do think this is one of those rare instances where an external could actually be really good because this is a free extra trade route. I don't want to help my enemy, so I'm going to trade with Wittenberg. It's 7 gold per turn with a city-state that doesn't love me, but I don't mind. Okay, Grand River. Yeah, you don't have any good tiles to work at the moment. Ooh, what if... So, we're already generating a great merchant point in here with the Colossus. If I were able to snag the Mausoleum, that'd be another great merchant point. Now, we wouldn't really benefit from the passive abilities on the stone and stuff like that, but an extra great merchant point and 100 gold every time a great person gets expanded is decent. So, for the sake of it, I'm going to see if I can pull it off. Montreal, you need to get your Colosseum. Thank you. And we'll start building our road up to Akwesasne. We found Monaco. They are cultured and friendly. Pop a little road here, then you can climb across. Pop a road there. And next turn we can get a road right here. Oh, actually, we can get a road this turn. Boom. I think we've more or less connected most of our cities to our road network. And the money coming from that road network is actually basically paying for our tile improvement maintenance, which is fantastic. Okay, so we can adopt another thingy here. I mean, honor is really nice for killing barbarians. I think, though, piety is amazing here because it means I get 2 more buildings that I can build 100% faster, shrines and temples, which can allow me to do some overflow shenanigans, which is very neat. I forgot to set the city production focus. This city's going to have a little bit of a struggle. Canada Lake has grown. Get to work on that cattle for me, good sir. Growth is almost always king. Buffalo Creek has grown as well. This is one of those instances where I can leave you doing that. Coming into Canada Lake, we should definitely get the circus. Asinka, we will grab the Colosseum. It's good to start getting our happiness buildings up. Colosseum in here as well. I'm going to have 1 turn writing and then 1 turn engineering and then go to metal casting. I think that's the way to start transitioning now. Guinness River got its watermill, so I think the granary is the next thing that we want to build in there. I could be queuing these things up, but I like to do the micro myself. I think it feels right to do the micro. It means I get a better feel for the UI, like I'm practicing the game. I will say this though, Civ 5 feels very samey. Like compared to Civ 6, I don't feel like there's anything special about my civilization. I feel like I'm just playing like a vanilla Civ 5 Civ. And I don't know if that's just a me thing, like that's just the way that things are working out because of how I'm playing the game, or I just don't understand the game very well. But I don't really see how this Civ is different to me playing another Civ. And I think that's actually where Civ 5 loses me a little bit. The Civs are not different enough, is my current opinion. There's writing, so we can build the libraries now, which is an important building to keep your science pumping. Guinness River has grown again. Keep working on those good food tiles. Finish that pasture, finish that camp. I may actually switch to working the camp. Yeah, that's fine, that's happy with that. Lumber mill 2 in here as well. Those are going to be nice lumber mills, especially once we get the building that makes them even better. The workshop, our unique workshop is just so interesting. That's one thing, right? The unique workshop, really, really cool. It does come what feels like quite late into the game. That's my vibe. Like when I was playing the Civ 7 demo, you know, with the preview, like I had so much unique stuff going on with my Civ, like right from minute one. It was awesome. Brazil is angry. There's engineering, so aqueducts are huge for growth. The food multiplier of aqueducts, it's crazy. We got a monument in Lake Simcoe. We will prioritize the granary next. Buffalo Creek is ready for... It's a 5-pop city. We could get a little bit of science in here with a library. It's 2.5 science per turn. It's probably time to start thinking about libraries. How many workers do I have? Is there a unit list? Let me see here. Unit list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I would like maybe 2 or 3 more workers. So I'm going to grab those in cities like Buffalo Creek that are kind of a little bit ahead. That were like my early settled cities can help my other cities, basically. It's like how the math on that works. Pop a little road right there. Boom. Then we can get a road here. We're all connected up. We just double check some quests here. Nearby Barb Camp. Okay. I can send a warrior over there to get to work on that. You also want a musician and Terracotta Army. Reykjavik wants Barb Camp dead. They also want a trade route and Terracotta Army. So I might build Terracotta Army for influence with the city-states. That might be why we do that. I do really like that my Civ treats forests as road. I think it would be sick if you could plant forests as this Civ. Now that would take them from being like, oh, this is kind of interesting, to like, this is unique. I'm going to send a worker back to my capital because there's a couple of hills in here that we'll want to improve. This city is more or less done getting improvements, so I will send you now back up to Osinka. This place could use a few farms, maybe a little bit of stuff. City connection. I'll do an embassy with Brazil. He's like mad at me. I think I see a little bit too much violence from Brazil right now to sit pretty. So I'll move an archer to the north and I'll probably upgrade this guy to a Mohawk warrior. Brantford has grown. Like even on Emperor, the AI is pretty aggressive, which is a little scary. Brantford has grown and gained a pop. Civ 5 always be growing, which means aqueducts are like the big thing for us right now because that's just going to get us so much growth. Now, the other hand, I think I'll squeak out an extra worker, improve that there. I'm going to move you to the north because I want to get another road kind of moving up this way. I'm thinking farms adjacent to the river, they will perform well in the mid to late game, or rather in the mid game because they will get buffed. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this. It should be fine. There's Petra. Oh, that's big. So we get an extra trade route slot and a caravan. So we got a really strong trading empire kind of starting to build up here. So like the only unique thing about my capital is that it has the palace. It doesn't need to be where my national buildings are, right? Because I could designate Grand River because it has the potential to get fed by cargo trade routes. Like I could designate Grand River as like my gigacity, or even Guinness River could be my gigacity, my gigacoastal. I'm trying to just have a little think about, do I want to do land trade? It's a tough one. I think I need a couple of units, so I'm going to grab myself like a Mohawk warrior to send up to the north to protect me. In Akwesasne, it's a 5-pop city, so the 2.5 signs from the library start to look pretty attractive to me, but so is the aqueduct. It is a real question I need to think about here. Is, do I want to feed my capital with caravans, right? Because if you look at it, the caravans are like 4, whereas cargo routes are like 7 or 8 food. It's like nearly double, if I recall correctly. So we could cargo feed Grand River. Like I could straight up just delete this unit and build a new cargo ship. You're a composite bowman. Oh man, it's hard to say. What are the advantages of your capital? It's really just the palace, right? Cargo routes are just so good. I think it's the play to delete this caravan and instead make a cargo ship. Shit, I don't have cargo ships. Yeah, so I'll go metal casting into optics to pray for the lighthouse. Then I'll go temples theology because we're going to want our grand temple. Let's see if we can build a chariot archer. If we're going to go for the terracotta, we should try to build like a broad spectrum of units. So I'll grab a catapult. I will grab a spearman. I have a mohawk. I think I have an archer somewhere. I have a scout, I'll have a catapult, I'll have a chariot archer. Yeah, then I will, in my capital, I will add to the queue the terracotta army, see if we can get that because it will make the city-states happier. And it'll also just mean, you know, it's a huge amount of production units that I don't have to actually build. It's a great wonder because it like doubles your investment. There we go, lumber mills coming, get a mine right there. This Petra city is now insane. Great work on building the road here. Do that. Just improve whatever tile is closest to you, I think. Okay, other people are starting to enter the medieval era. My city converted to a different religion. Salamanca has grown. I forgot to put you on production focus, but that's fine. Started on that farm there. Next turn, we have to clear that barb camp to impress the city-states. You leveled up. I'm calling it leveled up now when a city grows. I guess it is kind of like leveling, right? You know, it's like, ding, new level. Unlocked. More population. You can increase the level of your city by growing population. Welcome to Civilization Online. You have a new quest. Deposit $5 into Sid Meier's bank account to receive 12 culture. Would you like to watch an ad to speed up city construction by 2 turns? Blech. I actually just threw up in my own mouth thinking about how gross that is. This is the world that will exist if we all don't buy Civ 7. I'm just saying, lads. So now I will gain 100 gold every time I expend a great person. Beautiful. So Olive's deal with you has ended. Now he's a little guarded. There is a diplomacy overview where I can see what luxuries people have. Okay, so Wu Zetian, you got yourself a spare copper there, baby. Go ahead and hit me up with that ivory. Yeah. Ooh, Olives with this dude, Nawang Lobsang Gyatso. You know what? I'm afraid to try to pronounce that better than that because I'm afraid I'll offend someone. Maybe I'll say something weird in a different language. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be like that dude. Call him brother. Call him my friend. Okay, I am friend of everyone. Especially, you know what? The harder it is for a white person to pronounce your name, the better a friend I am to you, okay? Because I think it's funny watching people stumble over themselves. So we could return this worker to Reykjavik and get a huge culture boost. I'm going to return that. That's worth 3 culture per turn, baby. And that'll be worth 3 culture per turn for a while. They're pretty neutral. Plus, we get the happiness from them. We get that silk, which might cost some Wheel of the King days. Okay, I'm now allied with Reykjavik. They're happy. And even Wittenberg likes us a little bit more, so we're going to get a little bit of faith. Just 3 faith. Still, that's 3 faith that I didn't have to invest into. Lake Simcoe, you're looking good. You're looking like real good. Salamanca, yeah, you're fine. I'm going to build walls in this city. Not because I need them. It's just like, hey, this is like a border city. It's a little weak. I'm a little scared. Oh, damn, we have 4 trade routes available? Holy crap. That's sick. So Osinka is, I'm just going to shorten it a little bit because it's, my brain don't process I-N-I-N. Osaninka. We got the Colosseum in here, so that's extra happiness. We're chooching, baby. I do think the best thing to get here is an aqueduct. It is like the growth king. Coming into Grand River, we got the mausoleum based, which makes me want the market so we can churn for great merchants and go early great merchant points. Catapult completed in here. I'm going to move it towards the sort of front line-ish. Buffalo Creek. Let's get the aqueduct growth. Aqueduct growth. Popping into Montreal. What do you got? This has got to be an aqueduct city for sure. Then popping into Canada Lake, Coliseum. We definitely want that happiness. It's very, very important for our civilization that we get a decent amount of happiness on the go. You pop in there, build me a little lumber mill. I don't think I have open borders with Beijing. I am wondering if perhaps... What if I gave you horses and iron? And you'll give me some gold. Perfect. Just so I can pop into your borders. Natural wonder found. Also, I think that's going to get me the alpine training in Mount Kilimanjaro. But more importantly, when you know more city-states, you get more quests just passively, which means you can meet, it's always good. It's chill. I got a Mohawk warrior I can send to the north. This lad, this worker, I'm trying to look around and see, are there tiles nearby that we could improve? Not really. There's a mine down here we can work on. Okay, there's metal casting. We have a longhouse now. So getting the longhouse is big. 10% extra production in every city that builds a longhouse, plus +2 production, plus an engineer slot. And it's cheaper to construct. And we get +1 production from worked forest and jungle tiles. Big. We're also in the medieval era now, working on sailing. I think we'll just 1 turn sailing. Yeah, I think we'll go sailing, optics, philosophy, theology. I think that's going to be the pathway we take into the medieval era. Guinness River, finished a spearman. I did the circus and the Colosseum, but we should definitely get the longhouse first. And honestly, the longhouse is so good, pretty much every city should start building it immediately. Or immediately after whatever it is they are building. I'm even willing to delay the terracotta. Aqueduct here, get that longhouse. There's like the level of sim that the longhouse enables is crazy. It is just so much production. +2 production per city, like that's crazy. I think every city is now building the longhouse, either as its current production or its next production. Montreal has grown. We have surplus happiness. Unfortunately, we don't have good tiles for you to work. Fine, work that crappy plains tile. Aquasasmi has grown. Unfortunately, this is another city where we don't have particularly good things to work. My capital has grown, worked that nice Petra hill. Hinduism, natural wonder, Lima likes us more, we got copper, boom, boom, boom. I think we can faith purchase a something. I think I want to get some missionaries to get my religion spreading. Religion's taken a while to spread here. There's Kaisel, and we now have the mountains, our roads promotion on that unit. You go improve that. You head over here to improve this. Perfect. You have cleared that barb camp, which was the ideal. You're moving to the north to defend the city. You're moving to the north to defend the city as well. Get that iron online. Perfect. Got a little builder worker over here. You're improving that hill. A lot of flatland that we need maybe some sort of improvements on, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, another farming resource for Salamanca. Let's start sending these units that we've constructed to the north. You want ivory? You know what? I will give you ivory if you give me open borders. I just like having open borders so I can see the world better. All right, we got sailing, so now we can build a cargo ship. In fact, we're going to need a decent number of cargo ships. Let's get this chariot archer over here. We don't necessarily want to level this chariot archer. What we can do now, though, is get organized religion. And so now building shrines and temples is very worth it. I'm going to start popping down. I think there's a river here. Yeah. There's a river here, so we can definitely pop farms in there. Buffalo Creek. Yeah, sadly, you're just working kind of bad tiles, but I mean, I don't really have better choices. Brantford, work that deer. Go improve it. Okay, there's Panama. I really wanted to play the Franks. I quite enjoyed the idea of getting faith from my farms. So that might be a civ I look into playing in the near future. Really enjoyed the idea of the Franks. Let's build a little iron mine right there. Boom. I mean, one option, I guess, with this save is to not build, is to like make use of forests for your city connections and roads. Like, I guess that is an interesting thing, and it's like a little nuanced thing that you could take advantage of. I suppose I didn't really try to take advantage of that. Again, here's the thing. When I drop an opinion, I'm not saying that my opinion is the gospel. I'm just saying that's how I feel. I'm perfectly happy to hear if people like disagree with me or if they think my opinion is misinformed or whatever, because that's what an opinion is, right? It's just like, hey, this is what I'm thinking right now. It's like, and then you can just respond and like say what you think. Loving that these longhouses are coming on. Wait, are these longhouses? Yeah. The Iroquois was always one of my favorite. I've always really liked playing like the Native American civs. I don't know why, I just think they're more fun. I think they're just better designed, they're better, more interesting. Okay, there's optics. We'll be able to get the lighthouse now. That'll be +1 food from coast and ocean tiles and production from sea resources, and we can also improve them. I would love to get the Great Lighthouse in here because it's an extra great merchant point. Let me add that to the queue. I will put it ahead of the market, but after the Longhouse. But I'm also going to add a shrine here and do an overflow from the Longhouse into the shrine. That'll get me the 100% production overflow into the Great Lighthouse and potentially shave a turn or two off it because of the way 100% production overflow works. Perfect. We're growing very strong in this city. Guinness River has grown as well. Let's make sure we get those nice food tiles online. This is definitely a city that needs a lighthouse at some point. I hate that I have to buy these tiles, but I will, so that I can have a secured road to my empire. I'm feeling good about things. Our sim has got to be crazy. Like, if you let someone do this in a multiplayer lobby, if you let someone get to a 10-city liberty where they own a third of a continent, and you do not crossbow push them, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you ever let me do this? I might need to bump up the difficulty at least one notch. I definitely feel like Emperor is more fun than Deity. That's my current vibe, is Emperor is a really fun difficulty to play the game as. We got the Aqueduct in Buffalo Creek. I think we can start looking towards getting our libraries now. Lake Simcoe has grown. All right, we already sorted you out. And Salamanca has grown. Work that coconut. That's a nice tile right there. Build nice farms along this river. Perfect. You're still exploring. You're doing great work. Boom. Nice little farm over here. Catapult right on this tile. It'll be able to shoot over the city. I'd like another Mohawk warrior on this tile too. That'll come when we, when we finish the terracotta. You know what? There's a little cheeky thing we can do here. Oh, we already have the shrine in my capital. That's right. Ah, lovely lumber mills. It's quite rare for me to actually build lumber mills. Is there something in commerce about lumber mills? I feel like lumber mills in Civ games are always kind of an afterthought, even though they're like, lumber is like the most important resource for human society alongside stone for like the first, few thousand years of the existence of civilization. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just a little bit of an afterthought in Civ games. It's like, chop down the forest, yeah. Oh, somebody got the Chichen Itza. I mean, Chichen Itza is a great wonder, but it's not like completely necessary. There's the temple and the National College. So we should probably start thinking about our temples, National College, all that stuff. The city of Onondaga is now 10 citizens. Grand River, I think we did the shrine overflow. You have grown in here. Honestly, what you're working right now is fine. We could work the Longhouse. I would actually lower our production slightly. It wouldn't slow down the wonder, though. I definitely want to work... Yeah, I'm working the Longhouse in my capital. And I definitely want to be working the Longhouse in my capital so that we can get that great engineer a little quicker. I think the game is more fun if you actually get a chance to get some wonder. You know what I mean? There's Phnom Penh. It's a good one. Maritime. Hello. shoot that a little. Okay, I think I'm just starting to throw down farms on tiles, regardless of like, is this the right tile to build a farm on? And it's more like, I just got to keep my workers busy. You know what I mean? Okay, we got a cargo ship in Grand River. I'm going to reposition this into Buffalo Creek to start feeding Grand River. So there's Terracotta Army. We create a copy of each military unit we control. That is going to tank our unit costs significantly, but it also makes us very, very strong. We got the aqueduct in Brantford. Let's get the shrine and follow it up with the market because we need money. In Onondaga, we could go temple into Oracle. I love it when you get some wonders. The game is so much more fun when you actually get some wonders. All right, let's send these units up north to defend because that's what we're worried about, right? We're worried about defending. We got a pretty good spread of units too. Aquisasme, we are definitely going to grab ourselves a shrine and then we're going to overflow the shrine into the library, I think. Buffalo Creek, we got a library. We're going to grab ourselves a shrine because remember the shrine is now worth, in theory, the shrine is now worth 2 faith, 1 culture. So it's really, really nice. We're going to overflow that shrine into a lighthouse. No, we should probably overflow it into a market. We're having a little bit of trouble with gold. I mean, we're not in gold crisis territory. We're just having a little bit more trouble with gold than we would normally because we went 2 pretty gold hungry builds, right? We went Liberty, which can be a little bit gold hungry sometimes. Piety, which again can also be a little gold hungry. I'm going to send production to Grand River because it's a little bit behind my capital in production. So I want it to be pushed up. And I'm negative happiness right now, so the growth would be kind of wasted. But that will allow me to build up Grand River pretty quick to get the other cargo ships. But I definitely need to get my other cargo ships up. I definitely want to build a plantation here in the coconut, which does remove the jungle, which sucks, but we're not even benefiting from it because our religion isn't here. I might stop faith buying missionaries. I'll save for a great profit, and maybe I could buy some of the other players' buildings. Aquisasme has grown. Working the longhouse, I think I would prefer to work the banana. Guinness River has grown, and honestly, it's working perfectly fine tiles. Canada Lake has grown as well. That's fine to work. Actually, work this one as well. Pop a little farm here. So I'm trying to remember, I think civil service gives you freshwater farm food, which is great. Probably going to pick that up next. Either that or guilds. I'll move this worker away. Well, I should go get that fishing tile improved. Good job on that one. Get a nice little farm over here. Just keeping things improving. Always, ABI, always be improving your tiles. He was to buy my ivory. I would prefer to see if anyone else had a luxury that I could trade for. I'd rather get extra happiness. There's the Great Lighthouse. Oh my God, we're actually getting wonders on Emperor. That's like insane. Let's see, Great Lighthouses gives +1 movement, +1 sight to all military naval units. You get +1 gold from all water tiles in the city and a free lighthouse. That's beautiful. So Grand River now is like growth central. We want to grow this city hard. We will get to work on that. I'm going to grab myself some more cargo ships because we need to feed. It. All right, popping down all the improvements. I'm just schlepping down farms wherever I can. I got a quinquireme. I don't remember. Did I get this as a gift? Maybe I got this as a gift. Well, it's an exploration unit. How come this can go into the water? I don't understand. Okay, I got a caravan in Osinka. I'm going to go ahead and delete this now. I don't need it. Boom. Because we're going to be moving into cargo ships. I know it probably feels bad, like Civ 5 players watching. Like, oh, he's deleting! He's deleting traders! Oh my God, he's so bad. He's got 1 of 5. Listen, guys, I'm working on it, okay? I had other priorities. Now, you might disagree with those priorities, but you can acknowledge they existed. Drop a little your mom in Buffalo Creek. Go to the next turn. Salamanca has grown. A little uncomfortable. Let's drop the longhouse. Boom, work that. Perfect. Banana. Like Simcoe has grown. This city is growing. Production in Salamanca, granary and watermill for sure. Get those on the way. Grand River. Let's get a cargo ship. We need to start feeding you. Aquisasme, you are going to get me. Well, I really want the temples because that faith growth is crazy. I could purchase cathedrals in here or mosques. Mosques are pretty good. +1 happiness, +1 culture, +3 faith. Cathedrals, +5 food. Also weed. Mosque is pretty good here. Decent amount of faith. Might pop those in. Brantford, get me a cargo ship. Montreal, my good sir, get me the shrine. Guinness River, get me a cargo ship. We finally getting those cargo ships online. Took us a while to get there, but we are getting there. Very demure, very mindful. Things are coming along nicely. I don't know what the purpose of this quinquireme is, but I mean, I'm not going to complain because I just got a unit for free and I don't know why. Honestly, fine. Pop over to the next turn. We mean no harm. Our units are merely passing through the area. We're being defensive. I mean, look at your aggression, dude. There's the Oracle, free social policy, and a great engineer. We can great engineer the great mosque here. That'll also be +1 engineer points, which is big. 3 happiness, 3 culture, 6 faith, 1 great engineer point. That's perfect. We're going to go ahead and hammer him through. Boosh, 1 turning that. We get the free policy. Happiness from temples is great. Shrines and temples. Signs from temples is big. Also reforming my religion and border growth could be really good. All of this is good and all of it I want. Theocracy is really good. It's going to help our gold so much. +1 gold from shrines and temples. It doesn't completely eliminate. Oh my god, we're double policying here. And then +2 signs from temples is going to be amazing too. Let's start getting those temples. I mean, look at these temples. 50 production that we build 100% faster. +1 happiness, +2 faith, +1 gold, +2 science, and +1 production. Like, that's just a fantastic building, no matter which way you slice it. All right, Guinness River. Yeah, you're fine to keep working that. Although, work the fish. Buffalo Creek. Grow. You have grown to your longhouse. Focus on food growth before anything else. Let's improve that sheep right there. You are coming over here to build more farms. Then I got a nice little builder here. I don't think we have trading posts yet, so you swing back up here, see if you can do anything. I'm feeling good that we've got most of our... We're starting to get to the point where a lot of our tiles are improved. Move you forward. You'll stand on that fort. You'll come to here as well. This archer, not sure what we'll do with it. Let's get you back up on land. We're just popping farms everywhere. Oh, hello. We found something out here. Exploration is not a bad take here, but I do think Pieties is like so gross and powerful here. We want to establish a trade route with Grand River, but we need to change the home city of this cargo ship to Lake Simcoe. Hopefully it can reach. There's the Great Mosque of Jenny, which will allow me to spread my religion faster. Montreal is now 8 pop. This has definitely started to get into the library territory, so we'll pop a library in there. That's 2 science, I think, from a library. Let's get those temples up. The temples are disgusting for my empire right now. Ooh, so I have triple spread missionaries. I could get Borobudur, which would get me a bunch of missionaries. Yeah, I definitely want Borobudur. We did just get theology. I'm going to switch into horseback riding, into guilds, into civil service, and I think that's where we're going to head next. The reason I want to go to horseback riding is because stables are really good for production. Guilds is really good for the trading post, plus artist guild, all that stuff. And then civil service gives us freshwater farms and leads to education so that we can get our universities up. We do a nice science slingshot here. Let's grab our shrines. We want to be getting our grand temple pretty soon. We got a temple in Akwesasne. Let's start queuing up things that are important. So like the aqueduct is important. The market's not so important. Definitely the aqueduct is important. The market could be nice. It's a nice thing. Amphitheater is not necessary. We have pretty good culture as it stands. So I definitely will go market because that's like gold is just production you can move around your empire. Stopping in Buffalo Creek. We got the temple in here. We don't need a garden in here. I mean, it is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not a big deal. I could build a Hagia Sophia. It's a 6-turn build in here. That's actually a reasonable amount of time. Or I could get the lighthouse. I don't think there's anything really important for me to build in here, so I don't mind getting a wonder. I think we're kind of... I don't want to say that we're ahead, but we're ahead of the curve that we want to be on. You build me a little farm over there. There's not really much this guy can do right now. Maybe I'll go get those sheep. Oh yeah, you're getting the exploration going, baby. Build me a little pasture over there. That's perfect. Farm right here. Goodness gracious. You know, I'm going to send you down south. I think there's a couple of fishing boat tiles down to the south that are not getting enough attention. Mohawk Warrior, I want you to fortify right there. Then I want this one to fortify right here. So we've got Salamanca pretty well protected. I mean, it was a very aggressive settlement. I would even throw my hands in the air, but like, listen, you know what? You were right to criticize me for that one. That one's on me. So this one can only reach Brantford, which is not ideal. It's not demure. We're going to feed Grand River. Boom. You are going to go to Canada Lake. See if maybe we can hit the sea from over here. I'm trying to remember where I have my trade routes. All right, pop over to the next turn. Horseback riding's about to finish. That's actually a good one. For cities, I can build it. It's a +1 production from horses, sheep, and cattle. That'd be really good in Grand River, of all places. If you want open borders, brother, you got to do it mutually. I don't give one-way open borders. There's horseback riding. There's stable. Circus Maximus is also big for happiness, especially because Liberty builds, you're kind of always curving into as much happiness as you can get away with. Akwesasne has grown. Akwesasne, baby. Production in Lake Simcoe. We got the longhouse up here. Trying to think about how do I get extra production in here. I think the real and true thing will be the getting the shrine of a temple here. Osinka, you got yourself a little shrine. Let's get ourselves a temple. That's +2 faith, +2 science, as well as more potential things. So I'm definitely happy to buy the mosque. I got a cargo ship in Grand River. Let's grab that temple. It's so much. From Guinness River, we're going to feed Grand River. Boom. From Canadayuga Lake, we're going to production feed Grand River. I'm trying to figure out which one of these cities is behind the curve the most. You're 14 production, you're 17. I think I'm going to send a production trade route to Canada Lake just to give it a little bit of help catching up, because I think this was a pretty late settle. Like, it needs a shrine for sure. We'll overflow through the shrine. We got the temple in Brantford. Looking at this city, definitely a library. It's up to 7 pops, so it's like 3.5 science. It's a significant amount of science. Horses, sheep, and cattle. We have at least 1 sheep, so that's 1 production. I think the lighthouse is better value, so we'll add the lighthouse. I think the city is settled on silver, if I recall correctly. So a mint is like 4 gold in here, which is not bad. But I'll queue up 2 buildings for now. Production, Guinness River. We definitely want the shrine, and what's, you build a shrine, you follow it by the temple immediately when you're doing anything piety related. I'll work the market tile here so we can get great merchants, because I could definitely park some custom houses on these horses here, which would make this like at the very least, this will be a serious gold city, right? Fishing boat in Guinness River, lovely. You've built your fortification here. Can't really think of much that I need to do with you. We're keeping them busy. Yeah, I don't think we can build anything in the water right now, so slowly just chipping away at things, keeping things busy. Monaco, wisdom of a great general, barbarian encampment. They want to build the alt thing. I'm not even in the tundra, so I don't know if I can even do that. Lima wants your mom. Oh yeah, the meme happened. Some of my cities are converting, which I don't like. Right, you grew. Let's work on the longhouse to start getting people, although not a very liberty thing to do, so we'll focus on working the land. Definitely want the temple in here. Then we want the aqueduct and the library. These are key things that we need to be getting. Salamanca has grown, that's fine. Lake Simcoe has finished its production queue. We want a temple, because that's just necessary. Then we would like to get the aqueduct, the library, the Colosseum, a lighthouse. The city's going to be busy. God damn. See, the order of this is important. So I think temple, library, aqueduct, Colosseum, lighthouse is reasonable. I'm going to take you and put you into working the longhouse to shave a few turns off all these. It's the best option that we have. Choosing production down here in Grand River. We finished the temple. We definitely want the Riders Guild. This city is being heavily fed. But before we get the Riders Guild, we need extra happiness. So I'm going to go Circus and Colosseum and then Riders Guild. We need to get the happiness up in our empire so we can actually take advantage of such things. Let's get the temple in Guinness River, because our temples are crazy good. And while these cities are converted, I may as well take the mosque. It's an extra point of happiness. We're about to get a bunch of free missionaries from here. It's all gravy. We're getting into position to start building trading posts, which is good, on things that we don't want to cut down the jungle on because we get advantage from our religion, a little bit of extra culture. Our culture is really strong. I feel like our culture is really strong. I don't know, I could be wrong on that one. Machu Picchu would have been great for us. There's the 3 free missionaries and the free garden. We have guilds now. We're just waiting for civil service. Grand River has grown. Let's focus on growth in Grand River. Growth and production. Guinness River finished its temple. So now that we have the temple, we can start looking into other things. So for example, like aqueduct, library, lighthouse, even the stable would be good in here because we do have a couple copies of horses. Otherwise, I think those are the priorities. And I think the priority order is aqueduct for growth, library for science. I think maybe it should look something like this. Lighthouse for yields, stable for yields, aqueduct for growth. But I'm going to push the aqueduct to the top and then the library. Well, I need my library sooner, so we'll do it in that order. That's fine. I'm kind of shuffling things around. We have a ton of missionaries. Let's make sure we're purchasing the mosques everywhere. Mosques are fantastic for your civ, but then we're going to, anywhere we bought the mosque, we can then safely convert to our religion. And remember, we get +2 faith, something like +2 faith, +1 gold for cities. But like say, for example, in here, we haven't built the mosque, so we're going to hold off on converting it. So the Borobudur is good. We need 2 more temples to get the Grand Temple. It would have been better to build this in Grand River, but we can build this in our holy city, on Onondaga. If I had thought about the fact that the Grand Temple needs to be built in your holy city, I maybe would have founded my religion down there. If I had thought about the sort of trading stuff. But yeah, thinking about getting momentum back in this city, I reckon we can get a library. And then on top of that, we're going to want the aqueduct. The caravansary is good. The market is great. Stable is okay. We have at least 1 copy of horses we can make use of. Forge, +1 production, +1 production. These just all add up. So I think we'll go aqueduct, library, forge, stable. So growth, science, production. Feels like a good direction to go. Osinka, we got the temple. It's fantastic. We already have an aqueduct in here. I definitely want the library. We are working at cattle in here, so the stable makes sense. We are settled on a perfume, so that's going to be 3 culture in this city. It's quite a good building. Yeah, so we'll build these and then we'll come back and look at things. Montreal, what are you doing? You just got your library, which is great. So National College, we still need like 7 libraries for that. Well, you are working at least 1 sheep tile, which tells me a stable is quite worth it. The market plus caravansary would make a lot of gold. So we'll queue those up. We want to get our gold up. We're doing a little exploration. I want you to build a trading post on this tile to make it improved. Trading post here, because once we start building our universities, I believe universities give you +2 science from jungle tiles, which is really, really, really powerful. That's going to add up because we saved all our jungle tiles. It's going to be fantastic. Trading post on the bananas. And we're doing that to preserve the bananas and the jungle tile. My trade post jungles are going to be super, super powerful. So I'm kind of thinking about my win conditions here. And it's either science or domination right now. But we could threaten basically any win condition that we feel like. He wants to buy my ivory, but I only trade for luxuries, I'm afraid. Ooh, a great merchant has been born in Grand River. So we have a few options that we can do with this great merchant. I could plonk him on this horse. That'll be +4 gold from the tile, but I lose 1 production. I think this is worth doing. The return on investment would actually be pretty high. We got the lighthouse in Brantford. Yeah, this city is starting to look really, really tight. Great production, great growth. Everything you want to see in a city. We could push a little bit of gold in here. Like if I hit up the caravansary plus mint, we're talking an extra 6 base gold, plus 25% from the city modifier. That could be upwards of like close to 8 gold per turn. Alternatively, I could grab myself a stable for the +1 production to sheep. And I think that is a good pickup as well. So I'll probably go stable, caravansary, mint. That's sort of order of operations. Salamanca got its watermill. Let's get the shrine in here. We need to get that temple too. Montreal has grown. Good sir. I do think it's worth it for us to work the longhouse in here, purely because the city just doesn't have very good productive tiles. Guinness River has grown as well. You still got great lumber tiles to work. Also a great farming tile down here in the southwest. A nice river farm. Boom, boom, boom. Keep exploring, good sir. Oh yeah, shoot that nerd right there. Worker, pop in here, pop over there. 2 fish boats coming online. You are building our juicy, juicy non-freshwater farms. Not as good as freshwater farms, but they are better than just an unimproved tile. And that's the important thing is, oftentimes the comparison you're making is between an improved tile and an unimproved tile. And I will always choose an improved tile over an unimproved tile. I will purchase the mosque in here. Oh God, should I also purchase the cathedrals before I truly convert my cities? I would delay my great profit too much. I think I'll go for the mosques for the really good faith gain, and then we'll start spreading your mom. Oh yeah. All right, so there's civil service. Food from farms on freshwater is increased by 1. Huey-Toa-Cali. I mean, Huey-Toa-Cali could be good in our capital too. That's another great engineer point. Actually, based. We should totally get the Huey-Toa-Cali here. These would be 5 food, 2 culture tiles on the lake, which would allow the city to scream ahead in production. I will finish the library, but then we'll Huey. +1 great engineer point, really strong. But I tell you what, we've just finished the first 2 eras of the game, and there's a lot happening in those first 2 eras. So I'm going to call that a wrap for this episode, and we will check back in and see how the medieval era goes for us, how we transition into the mid game. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!